Mhm.
Here I am.
All right, who's here? Oh, Dave's here.
Yes, indeedy.
Nice, nice. That's good.
I've got a error code on the PS5.
An error code.
Yeah, it keeps coming up. I've had a look online, and I've got the doomsayer saying, "Oh yeah, it's a hardware problem. You know, it's about to blow up. You know, the usual stuff."
Really? Well,
Yeah,
what's the code? Or like what prompts the
it's
code? I
it
guess is more
says
important.
there's a problem with the system software.
Problem with the system software.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it comes up. Everything's fine, and the screen freezes for a second.
Yeah.
This is when I first fire it up. The screen freezes for a second, then it goes blank, then it comes back, and it's all working fine. And I get an error report when it says that it restarted due to a system software problem, but it recovered and is working fine. That's what the message says. It's,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah,
They're coming after you.
yeah.
Dave, do me a favor. So go to your home screen and go to settings. Let's
hmm
check and see what version you have. Where would that be? System? Okay, yeah. So if you go to settings and then go to system and then press console information.
Yep. 25 02 11 00 00 43 00 00 00 01.
Okay, yeah, that's the one. Okay, two for system software. So that's weird, Dave. I was thinking maybe during your software update, maybe the power tripped or something, and it got corrupted.
Yeah, yeah. And
That
the
would
other
be
thing
my
is,
best guess.
and it only does it when I first switch it on. It doesn't do it every time. Like, I did it on 3 days last week, and the message didn't come up.
Yeah,
It's
I was
So
gonna
only
say it's probably corrupted files.
yeah,
it only comes on when you're coming out of rest mode. You're saying?
no, I never have it in rest mode. I always switch it on from
Oh yeah,
cold
oh, I
power
see.
straight on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I never do that. But no, only sometimes does the message come up. It doesn't come up every single time when I switch it on. So it's weird.
Interesting.
But the official line from Sony is that it's a software problem, not hardware.
Yeah.
I mean, you got all the doomsayers on there in the comment section going, "Oh, it's about to catch fire."
Oh yeah. Everybody likes to
Yeah, and
grandize the problem, right? So.
the RAM chips are about to explode. You know, the usual stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. We could do some practice laps, guys, if y'all are ready.
Okay. That's it. That's
That
it.
is
Yeah.
right. Yep.
Mind you, it's nothing new. We used to get error codes on the PS4, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
tons
I
of
remember
them.
those days.
Yeah.
Yes, tons of those days, I remember.
Racing.
I'm just reluctant to delve any further because it's still working, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I like to use the analogy, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Wonder 7-2 is 7-1.
Those hard tires, ew. Yuck.
Let's get a few laps under our belt.
Yep. Ooh. Why but overcast? Set up. I say 3 also. 3. Okay, he's probably gonna be on 4.
That's what he wants you to think.
Right. Here I come out of the pit.
Okay. Yay, I'm first. Oh.
Oh, there it comes. Sorry, no. And Dominic says, no.
I enjoyed all of that 5 seconds.
Exactly.
Hey, you guys.
Here.
How's it going?
Pete. What's going on,
Going.
man?
Yo,
Is that you, Dave?
that was, yeah.
Oh, okay. So everything cool with you guys tonight?
Yeah, not too bad.
Cool? Cool?
My mom thinks I'm cool.
Everything's boss tonight? That's good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay, just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tires.
Yeah, when I was 9, everything was
Wow.
cool.
The temperature panel of the MFD. We monitor carcass temperature and
I have
surface
no idea
temperature.
what the hell everything was when I was 9.
When they're both inside
It's probably
the
cool, Randy.
operating window.
That's probably, yeah, I'm about,
Fluctuate faster,
Or
so
gnarly or
Years
something
old.
like that.
gnarly probably, gnarly probably. I'd say gnarly.
Yeah. So Dave, I got turned down by a woman today.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yep. My
Was it
brother-in-law's no, not Steph. Steph doesn't turn me down. Dumb. No, it was my brother-in-law's kid. I asked her if she wanted to go in the go-kart, and she's like a year old, and she said no. She just flat out said no to me, like it was nothing. She just
You're a year old, so of course she's gonna turn you down.
well,
Parents
Wow.
I don't most kids don't say no to that. Most kids say yes please, and then they head first into it, but no. And the way she said it really took me down a notch. She said no to me and just walked off.
Oh my goodness.
I try to tell myself it's just children can be cruel sometimes, but I mean the little girl knows like 4 words and she chose to use the harshest one on me.
So our fastest lap is at 1.
Yeah, it was kind of like the attitude she had. Yeah, it was kind of like that. Yeah, it was like she had better things to do with her stupid Monday afternoon. Like, no, you don't. You really don't. Where are you gonna go? Chew on some sticks? Like, what's your plans tonight? Well, that's about where she ended up, chewing on sticks. So, I made note of that. She'll come back. She'll come back to me later, Dave. They all do.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the time she races, I'll be a geriatric. But oh, that's not true. That's terrible, Dave. I shouldn't have said that because by the time she wants to race, I'll be in my late 40s, and that's hardly.
I know
That's
what you're getting
hardly-
at, Joe. I know what
that's
you're getting
hardly-
at. Yeah. Yeah.
This session, dry weather all the way.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And I'll be sitting on I don't know, I'll be doing something.
I thought you were gonna say sitting on a beach somewhere.
Probably. Right, there you go.
Okay, so at top of the speed trap, 215.4 miles per hour.
Right.
No. I'm sure there are planets that are technically livable that Dustin's aware of. That right in itself pisses me off a little bit. Like I bet he knows. I bet he knows something like, oh, technically speaking, if you had the right suit, you could live on Uranus or something. Like he's thinking something like that right now, just waiting for the chance to be like, oh yeah,
Chat?
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Uranus.
Yeah. And in my head,
See that?
in my head, I'm trying to figure out real quick from like 4th grade, whatever the hell. You can't live on Saturn, maybe Jupiter, but no, probably not Jupiter. And I'm trying. I think Saturn is just a big ball of gas, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty
Uranus
sure.
is also a gas giant.
Dom, please don't pretend to be an
Don't call
astronomy
it
major.
Uranus. That's not the name of the planet. It's
What is it?
Uranus.
Uranus? No, Dom, you're doing
It's
you're doing it.
6-year-olds call it Uranus. It's
Dom,
Uranus.
you're a 6-year-old. You're a Canadian. Listen, I remember the time you tried to tell me about the 5 states of Canada, and it was just brutal.
No,
It was just
no.
brutal. It was
Oh,
the
I was
worst
trying to-
school lesson I've ever
I
been
was
to.
trying to
There are
teach you what the
5
capital.
states of
No.
Canada, and they have
No.
3 mini states or some bullshit thing.
I want to. No, there's 7 provinces and 3 territories. In
Yeah,
Canada.
yeah,
Dustin
but it was-
probably knows this.
Yeah, Dustin's probably.
I know this. I know.
Oh yeah, go for it, Randy.
You got the Northwest Territories.
Yeah.
You've got
I have a question. I have a question.
Come on,
Why does
yeah.
Randy even know this?
Alberta,
Yeah.
where DRL is, by the way. Manitoba,
Yeah.
Saskatchewan,
Yeah.
Ontario.
That's me.
Yep, that's Quebec.
Yeah. Francois.
Is that what this? Is that how he's doing this?
Scotia
Because that's
and
really
New
what I want to
Brunswick.
know. I want to know how he knows.
And Newfoundland. Am I missing one?
I think you're missing a few.
It doesn't matter.
you
You
are.
still knew more than most of us.
Let's see. BC, Alberta, Manitoba.
Maine.
No. No. That's a United States, you
Yeah,
fuck.
Maine's kind of a gray area.
Hang
Come on, we all know Maine.
Since some jackass decided to interrupt with Maine, for fuck's sakes, what the fuck? Anyway, you got BC, Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Ontario, Quebec,
Yeah. Yeah.
New Brunswick,
Oh yeah.
Nova Scotia,
Yeah.
Newfoundland,
Yep.
Northwest Territories,
Yeah. You forgot one on the East Coast.
Nova
Tiny.
Scotia,
The smallest
Prince Edward
province.
Island.
Yep. PEI.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see, and then
And then
Northwest Territories.
Northwest Territories. Yeah. And then there's 2 more up north.
Ooh, I want to say. Oh, I can't remember the last 2. Shit.
One is Yukon.
You still win.
Yukon,
Yeah,
Then-
you win the
Yukon.
competition by default.
Yukon,
so-
and then
Daniel, I
Let's go.
remember when I was a kid, wasn't Northwest Territories one big thing and then they split it into
Yes, it
2?
was.
it
Okay,
was.
yeah.
That's right.
So
Where
now
do you
there's
live,
none of
Daniel?
it.
Grand Prairie, Alberta.
Grand Prairie. Oh wow, Grand Prairie, cool.
Is that like the stereotypical Canada that everyone pictures with the flannel and the snow and the stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the
Because you can tell by
snowman and
you can
the
tell by your
igloos.
accent and everything. Yeah, like where Dom lives. Again, we've been over this till the cows come home. But it's like he lives in upstate New York somewhere.
No, I don't.
You do.
It's the U.S. Canada.
It's the U.S. Canada. It's,
It's the Americanized Canada. Okay,
I mean,
Ontario
in-
is the Americanized Canada.
yeah. I didn't see any flannel while I was there.
Because you went to
'Cause it-
Niagara Falls.
In
Like,
June.
they're not going to see flannels. In June,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But you go to where Daniel's from, they have flannels all year round. They have flannel underwear for crying out loud. All right.
No.
Yeah, you do. I'm sure you do.
No,
You do.
he does get warm once in a great while, don't you?
I
Daniel?
picture everyone riding around on dirt bikes with backpacks on.
Well, maybe that. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah,
that.
everyone's Jeep has the doors taken off.
Okay.
Everyone's your buddy.
Definitely not everybody's our buddy. No.
No? Okay, well, then
No.
why do they keep lying to us Americans and saying everyone's friends in Canada?
No.
We're
Yeah.
friendly people, but
See, I shouldn't get my
Uh,
information about a whole country from South Park. That's my own fault.
yeah.
Do you think anything that South Park says about Canada is accurate?
I don't know. I've never watched South Park.
You've never watched South Park? Wow.
No.
Oh, well, if you watch one episode of South Park, you gotta watch the Canada episode.
You have to be in the right state of mind. I mean, like
there's
most
some good episodes
art,
and bad
you know,
episodes.
yeah.
I've only ever seen the chocolate salted balls.
That's a really early episode. The newer ones, the last like 10 or 15 years have been really, really, I mean, as far as the writing goes, have been way better. The ones that came out when I was like a little kid, like in elementary school, those were really terrible. The early ones, but they got better. Dom, how's the room look if you've had a chance?
Let me check. I'm going.
It should be good.
Preset
I hope I haven't missed
only.
anything.
List restrictions. Okay, good. Yeah. Difficulty. Maybe it'll rain.
Yeah.
Dynamic midnight approximate. Actually, Dave, do you know off the top of your head what the percentage of like chance of rain is coded in these games for like the Middle Eastern tracks? Like, I can't believe in our years of ERL since like 2016, we've never had like a rain race or like any rain session in one of these tracks.
It's because I think it's less than 5%, Dom.
Well, still less than 5%. We do well, actually, okay, even if it was just Abu Dhabi, right? We have about 4 seasons a year. So that's 4 times, how long have we been doing this? Since 2016, about 9 years. So that's 36. Oh, well, maybe still that doesn't cover the 5%, but
no, I mean, because when you think about it,
close,
it's less than 5% every single time. So it's not like it's a diminishing return where as we use the track, it all of a sudden we're just as likely to never encounter it with that sort of odds, and that's what happens. I mean,
good for you for calling out a logical fallacy. If you flip a coin twice and the first time it lands on tails, it does not guarantee that the second coin will land heads. Good on you, good sir.
Well, I don't know how to respond. I don't know how to respond to a compliment, so I can't.
Okay.
All I do know, and this includes multiplayer, is that they factor in the amount of real life rain that happened during the season into the game as well. So, like, to give you an example, F1 2018, it rained a lot during that season in real life, and if you play the career mode in that, you get at least 7 or 8 races where it's raining.
I thought you said it was for multiplayer.
Yeah, Dave, I want to believe you, but right off the bat,
I was smiling the whole time.
It's so cute, Dave. It really is.
No, but it works in multiplayer as well. Yeah.
Okay. But the thing is, Dave, you already have the upper hand here because no one's going to challenge you on it. I'm not going to go play F1 2018 to see. So let's just go with it. Okay, Dave, let's go.
No, but it's true. They factor in the amount of rain.
Dave? I want to know whose idea. I want you to find out for me, Dave. I will have a substantial contribution to your channel. Find out for me whose bright idea it was to get rid of wet weather in time trial. Like, who thought that was a good idea? Who said we need to get rid of this mode, or that just adding in that toggle was too much for the coding to continue? It is just mind-boggling to me the things they omit from the game for zero reason, and the things that they add in its place. I would love to know, Dave. That one in particular just really. I get the classic cars because that's a licensing nightmare, but the wet weather, I mean, there can't possibly be any logical reason for that. I think we discussed this before, and you'd said you'd read somewhere that it's because people didn't use it much.
Yeah.
Well, okay, well that's fine, but what do you gain by removing it? Like, was there some guy in the office on a Wednesday that was like, "Oh, I got too much work to do this week. I got to delete this from the game."
Yeah, but
Shame.
in last year's game show, the thing they removed the most from the game was the racing. Can you believe? Yes. No, seriously.
Yeah.
In F124, yeah, when you're doing the career mode, all
Yeah.
the cars are single line behind each other for the whole of the race.
Well, that's because they broke the physics engine in 24.
Yeah, exactly. But
they broke the physics engine, and then the AI can't work properly.
I know, but they've never fixed it. Like that's the thing.
That's frustrating, because if you take one of those old NASCAR games and you were to change some of the, like, if you were to go into the notepad file on your computer, you can change some of the little physics things, like, to give you an idea. And when you do that, you break the game, because then when the AIs go to drive, they're all running up against the wall in the NASCAR game, or they're all spinning out randomly.
Yeah.
And it's very simple. How do you fix it? You put the same data that worked back into the system. So if they wanted to fix the problem, they could just backtrack. But I mean, I don't know. F124 was not.
But
we're just talking about physics in the games, Dustin, and how, without any sort of first-hand knowledge of it, from my experience with changing in the physics in other, like, computer games, it would be easy to go and reverse a change made if it caused a subsequent problem. So Dave was describing how the AIs don't know how to race properly in F124. It's because they made a physics change to the game that kind of broke the AI coordinates. And in order to fix that, you would essentially put in the data from a previous build of the game, and then the AI would be able to... Oh my God! Did I just zone out? What just happened? I'm so sorry.
Oh, Dustin,
man.
here, let me ask you a question
I was hallucinating.
Dustin, you have the chance to either impress me or disappoint me. How do you pronounce
I wonder how
the
many times that
seventh
gets
planet in our solar system? Oh, there he is! There he is! Yes!
I just can't take it.
What a man of culture.
All right,
ready.
Captain.
I've always called it Uranus, because I've heard everybody call it Uranus.
Yeah, but I expected you to call it Uranus only because you're from Canada.
Well, I'm from Canada, and I call it Uranus.
Everybody I've heard called it Uranus, so I called it Uranus.
I just knew it. I knew Dustin would do that. And he probably wasn't even listening to our previous conversation, too, which is the most annoying part. I know, I've been thinking about how he was captain of the football team now for like 2 weeks, and it's still pissing me off. It still pisses me off to the max.
What do you... Yeah, it's only been a week.
It's... Did the stats look okay, Dom?
Yeah, settings are good.
All right, so we can roll. Yeah, is it only been a week?
It's Qatar, no? I thought it was Porsche, too. And then I thought Pagani was Pagini.
And I thought Dominic was Domini.
Boo! Boo!
Whatever. It made me
boo.
laugh. If it doesn't, if it makes you smile, and it can't be that bad. It made me smile.
Because it's stupid.
Hey, stupid makes people smile sometimes.
Oh, no rain. Oh, 14%.
Yeah. I remember that conversation with Dustin because it kind of like pissed me off when something really kind of gets you on an emotional level, it seems to really stick in your brain a certain way. You seem to build that neuroplasticity a little better. His 3.8 GPA, and he's captain of the football team. It just, something about it irked me to the max. I don't know what it was. Just that sort of like all-American bullshit, like perfect guy kind of thing, and it's like, come on, man. You know, like, no, I'm calling Dustin's sort of elite, man status thing that he's somehow obtained. I mean, I want to say save some for the rest. save some for the rest of us. I don't know. It's like I don't know how to like. What do you do? Where do you go from there? You know, when there's a guy like that. You know. So yeah. So Dustin, how do you? Dom's asked this before, and I've scolded him for it. How do you be cool? Well, yeah. Okay. I don't know where to.
I don't have a jukebox near my house, but I have a
Neither do I.
telephone pole that's kind of at the gas station. Can I do it there?
Don't do that, Dom, because there's going to be staples all in it, and you're going to get all cut up. Everyone knows this telephone poles at the gas station are sharp.
Oh, I meant not telephone poles. I meant payphone.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't know why you're banging on telephone.
Yeah, we still have some payphones around. I mean, they haven't been serviced, but I think they still work. Yeah.
I used to talk to Stephanie on a payphone when we were in high school. Yeah, I've seen the gutted, the corpse ones. They give you a little glimpse of hope that the past isn't gone, and then you drive up closer and it's gone.
Oh yeah, the ones near my house are still phone attached and everything.
Dom, you want a hot lap?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
4% in the race.
If it rains here, it's bad. Like, it could easily... Alright, so head on out.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining.
whoa. Shit. That thing was going to the car park.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 33.1. Okay, guys, everyone be aware, the car's ready to go. Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
I think that's Dave's PlayStation blowing up.
It's on fire.
Dom, are you on a flyer?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Randy, are you on a cooldown?
Cool down. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I don't know if I'll catch up to you or not. I'm just letting you know. I have to pick up the pace because Dom's coming.
Nope, I'm going a little wide.
All right, there I am. Clear to your left.
Okay, good.
Dom should be coming in a couple seconds.
Alright, we'll get through that. We're in low fuel mode anyway, so we're gonna just cruise on cruising. Give it the pace for Dominic so he can
Yep.
get by
Coming
me.
up to your left.
Okay, you're clear, sir. Here you go.
Okay, so we're third in the speed trap, 212.9 miles per hour. Okay, so far our fastest lap is a 1:33.1. The track's pretty quiet at the moment. Perhaps we should get out there, get a few laps in. Okay, engines fired up, we're set.
Whoa.
Somebody
No,
scored.
it was the Red Wings. Yep, Red Wings just scored. They just tied the game. It's a good start. Yep. Our guys set up for HL Columbus or Detroit. Scores. I got it all set up. Yep. Oh yeah, it's fun. I mean, there's one that's called the hockey. There's actually one where you can download the actual and make them into ringtones or alarms for yourself. I don't have that one on my no phone though, because I don't think it's an old app. Let's see that app. So Blues. I know you. The Blues are good, man.
Good lap, Tom.
Thank you.
Wow, that's an incredible lap, Tom. That is remarkable. That's ridiculous.
29-1. Jesus.
I went with setup 1.
I went setup 2. Still, I don't think even if I'd gone setup 1, I could have touched that. I don't think.
Well, I think setup 1 was the way to go.
It might have been,
Like,
but I'm not
tried
running a
setup.
29-1. No way. I think a perfect lap for me would have been like a 5 at best.
One question I wanted to ask you, Joe.
Yeah.
Do you have you moved your heads-up display? You know how the leaderboard you
Yeah, I
usually have
moved it.
in the top left? Okay, yeah, because the entrance to that sharp downhill left-hander, it's like right where the apex is.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, my vision was being blocked by it.
Oh. I moved
I-
mine after Hungary, after what happened with when I got distracted by your warning.
Oh, right.
Because it was too far away from my central vision, so I brought it closer.
Gotcha.
So I didn't have to look up at it. But yeah, I haven't run into any issues yet with this particular track.
Where do you keep your, like, do you have the leaderboard heads-up display anymore, or you just took it off?
I do. I do. I have it closer to me.
I
So
see.
closer to the middle of the screen.
Decisions.
I am ready.
I'm not ready.
I like that idea. Okay, I like that idea. Although this place I use a little more fuel. There we go. Car set up. Let's go with that. Let's do a little more safety. Wait, sorry.
Okay,
Does anybody have a preference on their brake bias for this track, since there's so many downhill braking zones?
I mean, I usually, like, in general, I put mine around 55, 56.
What's default? 54?
I thought it was, like, closer to 60.
No, no. I think I know what'll happen. Let's see here.
Detroit just scored. They take the lead against the Stars. I know. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And they did in St. Louis too, which is I think is even cooler. Wow, that's awesome. Right. Mm-hmm.
We're burning that many things out.
Yeah, is anybody not ready? Whoever's last, hit the button. Yeah, whoever's not ready, that's it. Yeah.
Oh shit, somebody hit it.
No, somebody hit the button. Sammy's ready.
Here we go. Good luck, guys.
Hang on, buddy. We'll get this done real quick. Ooh. Take it easy.
Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward.
We're going to get it someone set up to play it safe. Man, someone's mic sounds like a Geiger counter. I don't know who's that. I hear it.
Yeah, really going on the crits.
Shoot.
Okay, DRS is now available.
I don't know. I don't think that's Dave's mic.
Hang on, guys, let me mute myself. Hang on, guys, let me mute myself, see what's going on.
I think we found the Geiger counter.
Yeah.
It's mine, okay. Hang on, guys.
It's just whoever's got the sadistic animal noises, cut it out.
Is that's not me, is it?
I don't know. I don't think so, Dom. How's your internet?
It seems great right now.
Okay.
Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 1.6 seconds.
It's like a small animal trying to crawl out of a
No,
box.
it's not you, Mikey.
Can everybody?
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 3.5 seconds.
Let me get this thing adjusted right. Alright, since I... Thanks AI for keeping up with me. Turn, you bastard. There you go. I switched to one headphones I hated. Damn it.
Yeah, they sound better.
Yeah, I turned down all the other stuff. I gotta mess with it a little bit. Like the old Pearl Beach headset.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've had those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's got the one without the other headphone, of course. Oh, just put this motherfucker on. No work.
Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 4.5 seconds. Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon. We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
Dusty in the pits.
Okay, gap to the car ahead is 20.1 seconds.
Just a heads up, Dave, it might be close on pit exit.
Good job.
Okay, off we go, back into the race. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race on this compound.
Well, Miz and Dave are in the pit. Yep, I know. Might be in the pit.
Mm-hmm.
And the Triple D strike by Mikey. Dusty, Dave, and Daniel.
Yeah, Dom, I think that was the right call you made. I think being on the mediums is going to be the way to go. They don't drop off as much.
So far, my tire wear is pretty even too.
Yeah,
I was getting some pretty hot rears on my
yeah.
on my reds.
Yeah, I'm still getting green sectors. That's how well they hold up if you keep them in the working range.
And the gap behind us is 2.5 seconds.
I'll keep pushing because
Nah,
a light.
you never know. Never know, the Reds could really work with a low fuel load, but my optimism's a little down after seeing how much these yellows hold up.
Our gap to the car in front is 17.2 seconds.
What percentage were your Reds at the end of your stint?
Like 55. They weren't
Yeah.
feeling too good,
No.
but that was on full fuel, right? So
Okay, be aware the car behind is catching you by 5/10 a lap. 5/10.
and the fuel's in the back of the car too. So I mean, oh wait, it's in the back of the car, right?
Yeah.
An F1 car, yeah. So
No, they stopped putting the fuel under the hood a long time ago.
Okay, gap ahead is 17.2 seconds.
I'm coming up to a Williams on the front stretch.
Heavy lead,
Copy that. Still got lots of space.
Yep, I see that one. All good. Like Joe's hunting you down, man.
All right, Randy. Maybe after these S's.
Yep, after the plan.
Okay, No, go to the right here. Joe's about 4 seconds back.
44. Well,
Looking to your right, Randy.
oh,
This
any
is one of
damage for you?
those- No, I'm okay.
Okay. Nothing for me either.
Cool.
No.
And gap to the car in front is 34.7 seconds.
Hey, Becky's fifth. I gotcha. Jay's got a run. Mr. Hook, I think you need to run like hell.
Mm-hmm.
the gap to the car ahead.
Oh.
3.2 seconds. Pulling out a second a lap on the car behind. Really good stuff.
Here's a side. No one's been doing that. No, what happened was Randy lost control of the car. Just something. Yep. I hear.
Thanks, Gomez. Thank you.
I'm getting tire warnings.
And that's just 5 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 9.9 seconds. need to worry about the tyre conditions for now. Everything's looking good. Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining. Dropping a second a lap from the car behind. 1 second. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 12.0 seconds. Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
Final lap.
Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap.
Ooh, nice race, Joe.
Yeah, good race, Tom.
Yeah. Kind of mistimed my plan a little bit. But you got a great run out of every corner on the last lap. I couldn't really capitalize.
That was my only plan. Was just to nail the exits and hope that you didn't have some sort of massive tire reserve.
Mm-hmm.
I ended with 61.
Wow, that's really good, actually. I ended with like around 50, 53.
Yeah. My fronts were like in the mid 40s though, so I was definitely falling towards oversteer.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I saw you having trouble with too, so I'm guessing you were having the same wear.
Yeah, same wear. Like pretty rough on the rears.
Ugh.
I had thought about throwing an Alonso down that downhill right-hander or left-hander, but
I thought you
would've
might.
Been,
I was picturing it.
I think we would have made contact.
Oh yeah, we would have made
It would have been rough contact, so I was like, maybe
I actually
not.
went through my mind and I was thinking, how can I position myself so that after we spin, I'm going in the right direction? Because if the way you were set it, you were building 10th after 10th coming through that sector, I thought you were going to lunge down there, and I wasn't going to block it. I was just going to try to recover after we made contact. I think there are too many DRS zones on this track. What do you think?
I think it's okay. Like the DRS zones aren't too long.
They
You can't really
allowed
capitalize.
they allowed me to like milk way more off of you than I really had any right to do. So if you took away one of those DRS zones, I think you probably would have been in much better shape.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't really get away from you. But...
Right, and even after I passed you with the slightly better softs, I knew I gave it one little go, but it was pointless because there's 3 DRS zones. You the guy's just gonna. Dave, that is
Yeah, Dave.
That's a decent gap to Dustin.
Yep, not bad.
Not
Dave's
bad.
got some pace at this track, yeah.
What was the so?
Oh,
whoa! Hey,
boy,
okay,
wow.
All right. Oh, wait, sorry. You wanted to clarify. All right, sorry. Before we hand out the awards, just settle down, guys. Jesus, sorry, Dave. That was pretty average of you. That definitely wasn't a 3.8 GPA, that's for sure. Was it me or did that race fly by?
It felt like an average race.
Well, we started at what? Almost 8:45, 9 o'clock my time. We were talking a little bit, and it's qualifying and race done, like in 60 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we didn't sit on the grid for like 10 minutes.
For Jamie.
Pondering like strategy. Oh, I wasn't gonna call Jamie.
Oh,
out.
I shouldn't.
No, that's on recording now.
You tricked me.
I wasn't gonna call him out.
You tricked me. I thought we were all thinking it, and it was just like I said what I was. No.
Sometimes I need to pee. Sometimes Dustin
everyone's
got to
pee. Everyone has to pee.
Everybody's got to think 20
everyone
minutes about
has
strategy.
To pee. Listen, listen. Peeing is so important, and it should never be secondary to starting on time. We're not going to find Jamie 11,000 pounds, right, Dave?
Depends if he watches this stream or not, innit?
He does. He does watch the stream. I know he does.
I know he does, yeah.
Let's see, what do we got? Next week we have Cater.
Nice.
Guitar. Joe, sort out my error code on my PlayStation.
What's wrong with your PlayStation, Dave?
Every time, well, not every time I switch it on, but when I switch it on, it comes out with an error code.
Can you be slightly more specific, David?
Yeah, it says the software, the actual like PlayStation 5 software encountered a problem, but it recovered and restarted. Because that's what happens. It comes up, and then the screen goes blank, and then it comes back on again.
Okay. You probably don't have a ton of games downloaded on your system anyways, do you?
No, I haven't. No, I've only got.
I would just format the system. It sounds like a hard drive error.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my guess.
Well, we told him he's corrupted files. Yeah. I mean, Dave, it could just be like one sector. Well, let's say it's a solid state drive, but basically it could have just one little bit of that.
Yeah.
Software is just not loading correctly, or maybe there's like some junk files mixed in that are causing it not to load just quite right.
Mm-hmm.
But if
Sounds
you
like
don't have a ton of
corrupted
games on
files.
it, yeah, if you don't have a ton of games on there, just reformat it.
I haven't got a ton of games, but I've got a ton of YouTube video saves, unfortunately.
Oh, just throw them on a little hard drive. Take a couple hours or whatever. I'm assuming there's quite a few.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Dave, whip up your floppy disk.
Whip
Yeah,
up my
Dave.
floppy disk.
Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, I haven't
used
got a
to-
floppy
I used
disk,
to
I've got
bring
a
my
hard
assignments into
drive.
I used to bring my assignments into school on a floppy disk.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was in elementary school before.
Well, a real floppy disk, a floppy disk that was floppy, or the fake floppy disk, because they still called them that when they became plastic and hard, didn't they?
Okay, well, I mean, I was probably the plastic hard ones, but
Yeah, that's
before I
it.
started
That's
regular
not
school,
the real floppy disk was 5.5
Okay,
inches,
sorry, Dave.
and it was like a piece of paper. It would go floppy. That's why it's called a floppy disk.
All right,
Right.
Dave. I'm sorry. My discs were way harder than your discs, and for whatever reason, that's not as.
I dispute that fact.
No, I never used one. No.
I've seen them. I've even seen them, Joe.
No. Actually, to tell you the truth, I used computers a little bit when I was like 5 and 6 because I was in a special class. But after that, I never touched computers again until I was 14. Like when I first got a computer at home, I was 15, and I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to use the internet. I didn't know how to load up a browser. I didn't know what a browser was. I had to learn everything from scratch when I was in high school. So I missed that whole floppy disk era, if that was even still carrying on into the 90s. Yeah, but lucky for me, I was so excited to have a computer that it made learning everything really fun. So.
Yeah, they were in the 90s. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was using them in 92, 93 for my. They had me in some sort of special needs class. It's either special needs or advanced. I don't know. So, same thing. Something was special, and I used to have to save all my assignments on those discs. But I don't know, when did they come out? But no, I've never seen one of the big ones.
Yeah, I left school and I did an IT course, and I'm going back into the 80s because it was that sort of stuff really.
School, Dave.
I know that stuff really fascinated me. So yeah, we all had like the proper original floppy disk, 5.5 inch.
I'm looking it up now. 1971, they first came out.
Yeah.
And then 8-inch floppy disk, 5.5-inch floppy disk.
That's it, 5.5 inch.
3.5-inch floppy disk.
That's the hard plastic resin one.
It looks like that came out in, according to Wikipedia, the early 1980s.
Oh wow.
This double-sided came out in 1984. But I mean, what did those things even store? Like 500 kilobytes?
Yeah, something like
That's just,
that.
I don't know, Dave. We're gonna feel so old soon. It won't be long.
What do you
It
mean
won't be
soon? I
long.
feel so old
What?
now.
It's just, I mean, pretty soon there's gonna be like little thumb drives with, you know, 1,000 terabytes on them, and
But you,
oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a floppy.
I I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so. Most of the kids that I've spoken to that are like Steph's cousins and things that are like 18, 19, 20, they don't know a damn thing about computers anymore. Like they don't know anything about computers. It's like everybody that grew up in like the late 90s, early 2000s, they became fairly proficient, I think. Like they understood like what a hard drive was, what a, you know, the basics of a computer's internals and stuff. I think most kids did. They at least knew what a browser was, but if you ask a 20-year-old now that doesn't work in IT or something, they have no clue. They know about their phones, but like they don't use computers. They have like in school they have like little stupid tablet things now.
Yep.
My little nieces and nephews, they go to school. No, that's where they missed it. They missed an opportunity there. Like if they're gonna you yeah, you if you had yeah. Yeah, I mean if things become too easy, if things become too easy, you end up losing something in translation that unfortunately in the long run I think hurts some person, you know? Like nowadays, you know, you buy a brand new car. I know, I bet. I bet. But nowadays like you buy a like a I bet a young guy nowadays in his early 20s who buys a lawnmower, he's never gonna know how to fix it. Like he's never gonna have a clue how to fix it. I know, but like I feel like back in if somebody growing up in the 70s, if their lawnmower was not running right, they would know to go and check the carburetor. Like everybody who had a lawnmower, like every single person, I bet. And like nowadays, you know, forget the carburetor. They try to sell all these little electric ones,
Some
and
some mowers don't have carburetors.
some mowers don't even have them. So it's like, you know, I don't know. It's weird. But I think is, I wonder on the other side of it is like, what is it that a 20-something-year-old has gained? They know about AI and they know about social media, but what have they gained over? Because everything happened so fast. It happened fast in all the generations, but it happened so fast the last 20 years. Yeah, 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 yeah. I think, yeah, you have that for every generation. I agree with you, Gomez. I think it's sped up though from the 90s till now. It's like exponentially. I think the difference between the 70s and the 80s was one thing, and the difference between somebody who grew up in the mid 90s to somebody who grew up 10 years ago is just astronomically different. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
they don't know phone numbers, they don't know directions.
like yeah. Mhm.
Fucking hell. Are you sure you didn't? Uh, yeah. But sometimes when I talk to the younger people, Dustin, they make me feel stupid because they'll say something and I'll be like, "What the hell? What word are you using? You know what? Have you ever noticed that they have like a terminology, like little trendy words, and they'll say
Well,
their little
that's
trendy.
slang. I don't know.
I know it's
Kind
stupid. It's
their
stupid, but it
slang's kind
makes
of
me.
dumb.
It
Yeah.
is dumb. Social media makes me feel dumb because I don't know anything about it. I never embraced it. I never took the time to learn it. And like everybody's like, "Oh, so did you buy that on Stupido social media site?" And I'm thinking, "No, I don't buy anything on Dupido's social media site. I didn't even know you could buy things on social media sites." But like, I guess my niece bought something on whatever TikTok is, and I'm thinking, "What the hell is TikTok? And how do you buy something from it?" And then I start feeling like an old man again. And I'm like, why don't you go on Amazon? She's like, Amazon's for old people. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
That's it. I better delete my account then.
BS. What do you mean
That's what she said.
Amazon's for old people?
That's what she said. She said Amazon's for old people, and she didn't even know what eBay was. She's like, I don't know.
Oh, you shouldn't
And
have
I was
brought
like,
up eBay.
yeah, but eBay
eBay's-
was so cool.
eBay's the OG.
I know, but eBay is so damn cool, and like kids
Well,
today, they don't. No, they're not smarter. I think they're going backwards, but there's things they know about the world that I still, when they start talking about, I don't know what the hell's happening anymore. You know, the way that they like, they're all so interconnected. I know. Is that it? Just find your place. You don't think I should chase progress? No. Well, you're fairly up to date, Gomez. I think you're closer to up to date than you realize. I mean, you're aware of, you know, most internet things. You understand computers and most modern technology. You got a PS5 for crying out loud. I mean,
PS5 Pro.
yeah, PS5 Pro. The user interface is not ideal. No, I don't. I agree with you there. It's a little too.
What, the UI for the PlayStation?
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Honestly, if they just left the PS3 interface, I think we'd all be just fine.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, starting a party and doing the
Yeah.
notification things on the
Just
PS5 is much harder.
And if you remember back then, all the Sony TVs, all the Sony products came with a similar interface to the PS3. So it was like if you bought a Sony TV, you're familiar with it, and then all of a sudden they just decided everybody has to have tiles everywhere. I don't know when that happened, but like the main menus and stuff in this game are just, Dave, I blame you. They're just atrocious.
Windows 8 was the tiles.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Windows
And then
8 is
everyone hated it, so they had to rush out Windows 8.1, didn't they? And
Yeah,
that became the new standard.
I remember being so sad about Windows 8 and 8.1. I really liked Windows 7.
Yeah, Windows 8 was
Shit, that-
atrocious.
That just reminded me. Now people have to upgrade to Windows 11 too, because Windows 10 is.
No, don't talk about that, Dom.
Update.
Don't
Yeah,
you
well, we don't
talk about
have
that.
to. We don't have to upgrade,
right,
Dom.
we don't
We can
have
just stay with our 10 and
And wait for your computer to get hacked. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, I'll wait for my computer to get hacked. I'd rather have, people hacking my computer than go to some.
Yeah, but there'll be no security updates for it, Joe. So
I'll say it right now on the internet live. They can have it. They can have my password folder. They can have my stuff. They go for it. Take what you want from me. You
And
know.
have your pictures of you posing in the bathtub.
If they want the black and white sexy pics that I do, that's completely up to them. That's their problem. Like I'd rather keep my Windows 10 and then, find out later on that somebody from, I don't know, Serbia stole my sexy pics. I don't care. No offense to anybody from Serbia. I did pick a random country. Have I just said something offensive and unpolitically correct, Dave? That's another thing I don't
No.
understand. That's another thing that kids don't understand nowadays. They understand all like the sort of politically correct things. So like you'll say something to someone that's like 19 and they'll like make a face when you've said something offensive, and I don't even know what I've said yet. I didn't even know what I did, but I did something. I did something you're not supposed to do anymore. Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. They're not all like that. No, there are some kids that surprise me, and they're like, for example, Dom. I have to say, like, Dom is a lot younger than me, but
Not
when
that much younger.
you're a good amount younger than me.
We're
You're a
both
good
in our
amount.
30s, Joe. We're old.
Yeah, but I'm about to
We're
tip over the
old.
backside of that and fall into the 40s. So the point is, when I first met you, I was surprised with how much you knew about like older video game stuff. Like you didn't shy away from things that were older. You kind of liked old things, and I always thought that was kind of cool, like that you weren't like above it. You weren't above Sega Genesis or something. Like you were interested in learning about it, and but a lot of people
There
your
was
age.
one game that I hated that Steph likes. That Paperboy game for the
Yeah.
NES or whatever. I still
Yeah.
have nightmares about
Paper
that
Mario.
Yeah.
A fucking sadistic newspaper game. My goodness, Gomez, I don't understand anything in that game.
You understand it, Dom. Those games were just hard back then. Games weren't easy like they are
so
now.
freaking difficult.
It was really difficult, but I mean, Steph grew up playing Paperboy on the NES, so
I
Steph's
almost shat
family
my
played the
pants
NES
playing
forever.
Paperboy.
Oh, that's kind of gross. There's so many versions of it, and yeah. It's you drive down a street, you're looking like almost a top-down view of the guy on a bike, and various obstacles from the neighboring yards come out and interact with you.
Various obstacles.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
freaking world is ending. There's fucking cars trying to kill you. Freaking stumbling drunk assholes tripping you up.
There's alligators coming out of people's driveways.
Yeah, Jesus.
All kinds of crazy shit. Okay, yeah, so it's kind of like Armageddon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like hell's coming to Earth, but and you're still trying to deliver these papers, and
Yeah, like, fuck. Man.
that's a whole different. So you got to stalk around the house and find an open window to yell in, kind of thing. What kind of bike did you have? Oh, see, that's even more depressing. You're like a milkman. That sounds like a pain. Is that even a thing anymore? Do people still get newspapers?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah. See, Gomez, you know about all the modern stuff. You would know that, right? That's what would happen. A stupid helicopter drone would fling it into your house. That's depressing. You know what's depressing? A real sad thing. When I was a little kid, I used to love to go to the. Well, let me tell you, because I used to go to the grocery store and I used to look at the video game magazines, and I used to love that as a kid. And I always told myself, when I get to be an adult, I'll buy the video game magazines. I got to be an adult, and they stopped making video game magazines. I know, but I wanted to buy the book, and I wanted to be in the grocery store with the book that I purchased, and I wanted to look at it on the toilet. I like to touch stuff. I know, that's nice. It's freeing. It's liberating to be free of it, but I just. Well, it's nice to not feel like you need to touch stuff, you know. Like I want to touch all the things I interact with. Why are you laughing? What were you gonna say, Dustin? I heard bubbling. Well, I like touching things, you know. I don't want a
Stop saying that.
To yourself.
no. I do it. I touch everything. Yeah. What? Go outside and touch it. I, I mean, I love buttons, and I love touching all the buttons, and I got 3 remotes to work my living room TV, and I just like getting all the remotes out and tapping all the buttons. And what were you gonna say, Dustin? Before I got creepy. I'm sorry I lost you.
Everybody's train of thought got destroyed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, someday people aren't going to touch shit anymore. That's all I'm saying. I mean, they're going to touch some stuff, but like, I don't know. I feel like they're going to get away from touching things.
Oh, it'll all be virtual and nobody
Yeah.
will touch things anymore.
Little example in my life when I'm taking piano action, people would write the name numbers on the bottom of the hammers. When you're hanging hammers and you're putting the hammers on a piano, you number them. So there's pianos from 100 years ago, numbers on them that are written. Like, it's amazing. When you see the way people wrote back then, it's like, holy crap. How beautiful that is. Like, I can't do that. I still do it. And I got 2 kids in their 30s.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And apparently, if that's the case, in 100 years, it'll just be dots and dashes. You know. That's what I'm saying. No one will know how to touch anything anymore. Kids will grow up and yeah, but
no one will know what a pencil is.
Yeah, I don't know. I fear for the world if kids aren't touching things. Shut up, Dave. It'll last. It is just things are gonna go untouched, Gomez. That's all I'm gonna say. Things are gonna go untouched. All right. When I was a kid, and you could put a VHS in a VCR, and everything went. Well, that it didn't.
Joe, stop it! Stop it! I'm getting a semi. Stop it!
And all this mechanical shit starts happening, and you're a little kid, and you hear it whir up, and you know that it's gonna work. Yeah. And then
yeah, that was the best bit. That was the best bit.
Then you panic and you hit eject, and the stupid thing comes out with a tape jammed inside. You have to like kind of take the lid off. Yeah. Then I don't know. You know how long it's fucking been since they used a VCR? It's been like 3 years, and that's yeah. I should have been longer than that, but
I still have a VCR.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I went out of my way to find a working one. I just gotta find something to watch on it, because other than like a couple of weird adult tapes that I shouldn't even own, I don't have anything to put in there.
Huh?
Tom, I told you before. I had an adult tape when I was a kid, and I cut it up into pieces so I could have like 6 of them in case any were confiscated. So I'd have
didn't tell me you had freaking VCR porn.
So you have a 6-part porn series?
Well, yeah. So
you are a freaking old man.
So I took
goodness.
the porn tape from my brother's house, and it was a recording of TV porn, like some Cinemax or something. So it was, and then I didn't, in case like my mom found it or something, or I used to take my adult stuff to school with me, because I figured it was better with me in school than at home where it could be found. Right. And then what's the big risk at school? A teacher finds it? I mean, that's one thing. But you don't want your mom to find it. That's totally different. So like I brought it to school and I made 6 tapes out of that one tape.
Oh, okay.
So if it was found, I lose one of the other tape. I don't lose my whole collection. I lose just a piece of it. So then I would lend the other pieces to my friends. Not lend. That sounds gross. I would get What's the way to? I would let my friends use.
No, that's not right, Ivan.
That's not it either.
I would. My friends would take the tapes home and keep them safe.
And masturbate.
I don't know. I don't know what they did with them. It's their business. You could be watching it for educational purposes. Maybe you could be in it for the story. I don't know. Yeah, I just want to understand.
Story?
A story, yeah, these had stories. Yeah, they had stories, and I made my best effort to splice the tape in a way that the stories weren't interrupted. Like they used to make porn like that, where it'd be like the ladies like in her house. This is the last thing I want to say, then I'm leaving. The ladies in her house, and like she'll be like, "Oh, I'm getting ready for bed," and there'll be like a tap on the window, and it'll be like a burglar, and he comes in, and he's like, "Don't do anything. I'm here to rob you." And then she's like, "Oh no, don't rob me." And he's like, "Well, wait, first, and the music starts up. and then she never really gets robbed. She never gets robbed.
That's a great story, Joe.
And then no, it gets better. And then the husband will come in. He's like, "What's going on here?" And she's like, "Why don't you join us, David?" Whatever. There was one in the VHS collection. I think it was the 6th tape where they were like on a spaceship, and they were like, "We don't know how to work the spaceship, Captain, quickly!" And the captain comes in and he's like, "I know what to do," because they needed to get off like an alien planet. All right, the story was not that good. Stories are not that good, but anyways. Yeah, and that's not a weird thing. There's tons of guys who spliced up a porn tape and let their friends borrow it. So you pull the tape out. Yeah. Oh yeah. Pull the tape out. What you do is. No, I did it a really. I had the thing with the cover. Yeah. No, I just had the lid off the VCR, and when it would get to the point where the video was about to end, I would hit the pause button, and the tape would freeze, and at that point I'd make a mark on the tape, take the tape out of the roll, cut the tape, like clear packing tape over it, the 2 pieces, and that would hold pretty good. Occasionally, yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
That sounds really convoluted.
It's not. When you want to watch porn, Dom, you'll do incredible things. I know. When I go to Best Buy, Steph's always yelling at me, "Stop touching everything." And I'm just walking around touching stuff, touching the buttons and the knobs on things.
Projectionist.
Oh, shit. I wished I could have ran a projector. I never got to use one.
Those people who play movies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have been cool. I'd love to just go up there and see that happen one time. I could probably do it. I could probably just ask.
You should work at a drive-in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's cool though. Movies are still run on those giant reels nowadays, right? So that's still awesome. Instead of like, yeah, I think so. I don't think it's digital yet. I think it's still better to do it analog because it gives a better picture. For now, someday we'll have this conversation and there'll be just some jackass up there clicking play. But for now,
same with the music industry. There are people who swear by listening to vinyl still.
Well, that's nice. That makes me happy. I think that's really cool. Doing it.
We have a store here that
way.
sells vinyls.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's just something tactile that seems to go away with time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's not the end of the world. Maybe I got to stop touching everything.
Well, the old world hasn't disappeared. It's just kind of been pushed back into some distant corners.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So I guess the moral of the story is not as people aren't touching things as much as they used to. But if you want to, you're still able. There's nothing new under the sun. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's some nice things, you know. Like if you're looking for an adult movie in 2000.
What are you trying to sell?
Did they? Yeah. Yeah. No more instruction booklets in our video games.
Yeah, it sucks.
Sad times.
I used to love that. Yeah, it's because the controls and everything, it's all integrated into a little tutorial. Everything's a tutorial, you know, which is fine. Oh yeah. The learning center sucked. I'll agree with you. I didn't like it either, but you can get through it you just. You should do a share play with one of us. Yeah. No, Grand Theft Auto is excellent, but it's intuitive. You know, like the way you play that game makes sense to a point. Like when you think about what you're there to do in Grand Theft Auto is almost innately obvious, whereas Cyberpunk, it's like, what are you there to do? God knows what. What the hell's the purpose? But at least with Grand Theft Auto, it's in the name, the description's in the name. Like, you know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to steal the cars. You know, so like right off the bat, you have at least an idea of what is expected of you, as opposed to some. Yeah. The horse simulator. That's what Dom calls it, horse simulator.
Horse simulator.
Because you're always riding a freaking horse.
Well, of course you are, because their BMWs broke down back in the late 1800s. I don't know.
Ride the horse.
I feel like there's a time in Gomez's life where he sat in front of the TV sad because he doesn't know where to go on his horse. His horse is just sat there. Everybody's all-American guy plays Red Dead. He knows how to do it. Yeah, someday.
Dustin, did the new MLB game come out yet or no?
Yeah. I'm gonna play it after this.
Shit, Daisy, you just stepped on my nuts.
Ow.
What the hell, Thomas?
Not nice. If I take too long, Daisy like tries to hop up on my lap and knock the headset off my head.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, Indiana Jones, the anthropologist who works out. The fucking guy. I knew what you were talking about, but I'm like, never heard it described that way. That's amazing. the anthropologist who works out. You know that guy? That looks like an awesome game, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'll wait till I see a little more gameplay of it, but maybe it's like Tomb Raider and be a lot of fun. I mean, it looks cool graphically. Oh man.
All right.
And Dom, I have
Well,
nothing to say about you and your weird dog and whatever the hell you were doing over there. I mean, it just sounds.
No,
obscene. Don't.
Daisy.
Daisy, what?
She's so intrusive sometimes.
Yeah, she's always like looking for a snoof.
Yeah.
Oh, I got rid of the carport, Dom.
What?
Yeah, it's gone.
What?
Nope. No,
Oh yeah, I forgot you did that.
no, I haven't set fire to anything in a while.
Man.
Well, don't worry, Dom.
Wait. Does that mean you can extend the track?
No, well, no. I'm gonna put a shed over there.
Oh.
I'm gonna put a shed over there so I can put the go-karts in the shed. As opposed
Something else to crash into.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't design my tracks so that they're safe. I design them so that they're functionable. I mean, if you go off the track, functionable, yeah. My tracks are designed where if you go off the track, it's probably disastrous. There's trees and fences and picnic tables for you to get impaled on. But don't go off the track, and you won't hit the fireplace. It's as simple as that. It's like Monaco.
It's like a brick fireplace, literally right up against the track.
That's a good point. I should roll the grill out to the track. Just have it sitting outside turn one. If you just make one mistake, you're gone. Just be natural selection sped up.
Yeah.
We can test it out with the RC trucks, and if they end up exploded.
I don't want my freaking RC truck busted up by George Foreman. Like, fuck that.
That's funny, Dom.
No, come on.
No, that's funny. I like that. 'Cause
Stop!
No, that's funny,
Just
man.
leave it! Just leave it! I make a funny joke, you don't have to say,
I
that
like
is a
jokes
funny
like that.
joke."
No, it was good. I like jokes like that where you make that connection to the real
then
world.
just laugh, and then just
Okay,
laugh.
fine.
Don't
It's just when you
explain the joke. That's so
That's just-
nerdy, man.
It's too late now, but like, yeah, it's like I appreciated the connection you made. Like, oh, I don't want to get into
Oh,
George
yeah.
Foreman. George Foreman, the grill. Like, it just did it.
Yeah, it's great. Write me a card.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta. Yeah, what do we got? We got Qatar next week, and I'm gonna go back to listening to babies cry. That's
cool.
not a record. That's my life. So, all right, guys.
That's cool.
All right,
Have a
man.
good night, guys.
Later,
Good
everybody.
safe week. Talk to you guys later.
Get you later.
Later, y'all.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Good night,
Bye.
Canada. Good night.
Thanks. Bye.
Stay warm.
Bye.
Thanks to everyone in the chat tonight. Catch you next video. Goodbye.